What? I don't think they're originally native. Fire ants? I think they are native. I think they are native. The name for those is a Solenopsis invicta. And I think they are native to like the southern warmer areas of the US, but they've just found a home everywhere because they're very resilient. Well, they're still considered an invasive species, Mr. Greater Than. Is it just a smell issue, or can the formic acid cause burns, injuries, etc.? They don't create that much for it to matter. Notorious. Formic acid isn't dangerous in the quantities they're going to spray. Now, if you had like a billion ants and you did that, then sure, you could probably suffer from it. Sounds like you just need more ants. Yeah, no, that's not that bad. It's not like snake venom where they generate it on a daily basis and then like shoot it all over the place all the time. They only use it for certain things. Like I'll grab the old nest and show you where they process the food, and you can see where the formic acid was used. Because they use it to like break down the food and stuff. Here, 1 second. I'll grab the old nest. So, this right here is the old nest. And you can see the dark area there in the corner. That's where they process all the food. And you see where it's darker? That's where all the formic acid built up. I took the glass off so you can see it better. See right there? That's where they process all the food in this top corner. The queen was usually right over here in this little tucked area, or down here in this corner in the nest. This was the exit out to the outworld. Here's the magnets that hooked up to the outworld. They had another place over here they can get in and out of. But that's the nest there. But yeah, you can see where they put it. And I had them in this nest for over a year. Where are the ants? This is the old nest. They're in the new nest. Notorious, different species use them for different reasons. I don't know. We don't know. But you can assume that, yeah. But I guess when you're fighting something the size of an ant, what they have is potentially lethal to what they're trying to kill. But they're not an aggressive species. Hi, Phoenix. Welcome in, buddy. Thanks for hanging around. They're not aggressive. But yeah, that nest is called a labyrinth. And the guy who sells them, he has a shop around here called Tar Heel Ants. And what I got custom made was a labyrinth, but they're infinitely... They're all the same size. They got the same holes and the same magnets. And you can link them up infinitely. And I helped him design it. You've heard of them before? Yep. I know the guy. His name's Mac. Yeah, Yesak. They've got some 3D printed stuff now, too. Only thing is you can't 3D print glass. And you're going to have to buy some glass to put over top of it if you want to watch them. No, normal white girl, they're not. This looks like Crew Dragon? Sure. I don't think Crew Dragon has a massive ore tank on the bottom of it. But I wanted to get a 3D printer, that way I can print things for the ants. I want to give them like little outworld obstacles and water holders and stuff. But I haven't been able to 3D print anything. Can't 3D print glass yet. Not museum quality, non-glaring glass. Yeah, they're not good as glass. You guys know what I'm talking about. You freaking weirdos. All right, let's mine some ore. All right, 2, 1, go. We out. You actually yourself? You're fine. Yeah, we're gonna be doing this for about an hour or so, for anybody wondering. So, if this isn't in your wheelhouse, then I understand if you don't want to hang around, but this is necessary for our mission criteria, so it has to be done. So if I set this as a target, where are we at as far as that's concerned? 7 degrees. Yeah, here's one we're 7 degrees off. Can I fix it here? Not really. All right. We'll do that. Put this in a weird orbit. Hi, Hafnium. How are you today? Oh, the top part? I gotcha. We had a piece, a module that had a cap that used to uncover a docking port in my last save. When we did a hard mode playthrough of this. I can print you stuff if you wanted. Yeah, I kind of want to just like... It's one of those things, yes, where I wanted to do like 6 or 7 different kinds of one thing and like compare and contrast them and everything else. I don't want to run you through that kind of rigmarole, you know? Having your own, it gives you that kind of freedom. You think that, you don't think it was cute, Super Cat? Is that what you're saying? I think it's pretty good. Wait, what happened? One of the demon bugs we have to deal with is called the devil-horned grasshopper. Oh, yeah. Those things are crazy. Well, I mean, Super Cat, you're more than welcome to remake it if you want to. I don't mind. There's nothing stopping you from redoing it. I want you to be happy with it. Oh, come on. Right there. Nope, stop it. 0. Go. 15 Delta V, 3 seconds. You're never happy with what you make? I think it looks great. But if you want to give it another go and get... I've already got the one you sent me. So you can do whatever you want. And we can compare and contrast and we can discuss. So if you want to make another one, go for it. It's completely up to you, though. It's your time. You're the artist. I'm just along for the ride. All right. So we're going to go out here. We're at 0. And that should cross us. Close. Let's back up a little bit. Ten seconds. How you doing, Slokas? Welcome in, buddy. DOS Hibbit did. But for 10,000 points, you can change it to whatever you want as long as it's PG-13. Where are you getting dislikes for it at? I haven't seen anybody dislike it yet. Unless you're putting it somewhere else. Art is hard. It's subjective. One person's art is another person's disaster. You can't change it because Sandy needs her full treat. No, I got you. I thought you were accomplishing that with bits because you didn't have the points for it. Now I'm really confused. Uh-oh, Carlo. What is he doing? I saw the biggest rat one day and went completely around because I was scared of it. It had been eating so much raw flour, so he was extra large. Eating raw flour? Did he have like a Gordon Ramsay take when he was eating it? This flour is raw. This flour is raw. It would have made it more enjoyable, right? I can get her regular treats either way. I want a full treat. I mean, with bits, it's a full treat. I don't know if you know that or not. There's no difference. Super Cat. There you go. Full treat. At work in the grocery back room, little knucklehead ate like 4 bags of flour. Wow. That's crazy. Super Cat, you are not. Stop it. Oh, I didn't turn the ISRU off, did I? Crap. I gotta get in the habit of doing that. Hold on. Did I not turn it off? I did. Oh, I gotta wait for the temperature to go back down. We had the same issue the last time we had a refueling facility. Let me get this thing docked and we'll get Sandy a treat. You meant in points. Well, there was a big shift in points yesterday when Hafnium posed a riddle while I was in the middle of trying to return a ship, and they put a prediction up, and I was able to solve the riddle, which I enjoyed, by the way. I thought that was a lot of fun. So thank you, Hafnium, for that. I know she's here lurking around. Oh, I can't go to that docking port. Oops, I gotta go around. I can dock there. Let me do that one instead. Zero. And then I gotta go straight. We're gonna aim somewhere around there. Normal, where do you work? You just lost a pet, Tin Can? My condolences, buddy. I couldn't even imagine. Friggin' nugs. It was a fish? What kind of fish was it? Work in the meat department, though, so I only see them when I leave the department. Oh, I got you. It was a betta. Okay, gotcha. Those things don't live very long anyways, do they? I've heard varying stories about those. Yeah, like a year, yeah. Hey, at least you gave it a really good life while it was alive, though, right? Yeah, fish notoriously don't live very long anyways. Goldfish are carp, and they'll live forever, but most other fish don't have a very long lifespan. Your sister killed 2 of those in a week? I've never had one as a pet before. I've always felt bad seeing them in the tiny containers at like Walmart and stuff. But I don't have any room or time for an aquarium. Tin Can. What can I do to help you, Tin Can? Talk to me. I don't want you to hate yourself. I want you to enjoy what you're doing. Hi, Armored Gimp. How are you doing, my friend? It's good to see you today. Look, you're not here because of SnowRunner today. You've only had goldfish, but that was back as a kid. Well, yeah, we had fish as a kid too. Fish are an expensive hobby? They can be. I guess it depends on what kind of fish you're going to be, you know, pursuing and stuff. So I gotta wait for this thing to cool down before we break off. How much space and work does an ant farm take? Not an ant farm, it's an ant colony. Always love seeing ant habitats at the zoo. So in the first couple of years, Notorious, so it depends on the species, obviously, because different species grow at different rates, etc., etc. If you go on the internet, you can find care sheets. So like Formica subcericea care sheet. And you can kind of search for something, and people have a sheet that tells you how big they get, what kind of stuff they do. This is the important part right here. From egg to worker. It's like 25 days. So you're only going to get one new worker like early. You're only going to get a few workers every 6 months or so. So always look up the species, always find out what you're getting into and things like that. But as far as things are concerned, so you can buy a test tube the size of a Sharpie marker, and this will house ants in their first early stages for almost 2 years. After that, you can get something like this. Hold on, let me get it off. You can get something like this. This is the size of my hand. This will last another year or two. And then like the one that I've got could last another year or two. So as long as you're just keeping them, you need a heating pad, you need that, and that's all you need. And then you want like a little box or a little off to the side of like syringes for putting water in. Maybe a bottle of water off to the side. That way you give them, you know, fresh water. And bugs. And the rule of bugs is you don't want to feed them bugs from outside because they could have mites or insecticides. You want to buy them from a pet store. Or you can source them online. If you live out in like the boonies out in the middle of nowhere, you can get your own bugs because there's no pesticides unless you're the one putting them out there. And other than that, just it's the same principle as fish. Fish will only get as big as you feed them. An ant colony will only get as big as you feed them. The two things that they need is they need a sugar source and water to live. But to grow, they need protein. So if you feed them once a week, you're only going to get a little bit of output. If you feed them every day, you're going to ramp up the output. You're going to get a ton of ants really fast. So it's all about, there's a lot of different things that go into it, but it's all about species and how much you feed them. You live in the boonies? But keeping ants it's not expensive. And at the end of the day, if you can't keep them anymore, the best thing to do is just run them out of food and starve them yourself. Don't put them back out in the wild, just starve them and kill them off. And then when they're dead, you can dispose of them. Most nests you can like spray out, you know, rinse out, put a little bit of soap on it and call it done. Your house is a sugar ant colony. That's really interesting. Thanks so much for sharing. No worries. And how to stop and grow and don't kill them, or do they grow forever? You can't really stop the growth. So workers live for anywhere from 6 months to 2 years, depending on the species, the job, and everything else. So I mean, you can keep a colony the same for up to 6 months or a year or so, but it has to either grow or they're going to die. There isn't no, like, maintaining. Like, workers don't live forever. Sometimes people pour molten aluminum down the fire ant. Oh, yeah, no, Mayor of Space. Yeah, people do that, but that's not... Those aren't very big colonies in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, of course, that happens a lot. Hi, Sean Bergen. How are you, buddy? Welcome in. Armor Gimp, that's true. Why not feed them my scraps, Cameron? Because they don't eat that kind of food. These kind of ants are scavengers. They want dead bugs. They really love dead. They really like dead not fireflies, fruit flies. But they also like crickets and mealworms. So I have in the refrigerator mealworms, and what I do is I take 4 or 5 of them out and I lay them across the back side of a cutting board, not the main side where you cut things, the back side. And I take a razor blade and I cut them into like 3 and 4 pieces. Put them in a plastic little petri dish and drop them in the outworld. What's hilarious is, so like, hold on. Let me show you something real quick. Here. So check this out. Maybe your scraps are mealworms. I mean, if you have mealworms as scraps, then you're not eating a lot. So check this out, chat. This is a water tube that you feed the ants water with. It has a screen on the end there. And what you do is you pop this off, you plug this, you fill it with water. Now to fill it with water, you use a syringe. Now this is a metal syringe, it's not sharp. It's not gonna kill you. So you use this, you pull the water out, you put it in there, you close it up, and then the water tension keeps it from going through the spring. When you have stuff like this laying around, and this, and razor blades on a turned over cutting board, your guests think very weirdly of you. They're like, so, what are you doing? It's like, oh no, this is for my ants, I promise. They're like, and? Is there anything that you want to tell me? So I've got like razor blades in certain parts of the house. I can grab them quickly and cut stuff up. I've got syringes laying around. And it's for the ants. Just tell them your ants have needs. Yeah, easier said than done. It's the South, so they shouldn't question it. Well, I mean, most of my guests aren't from the South. Normal. How dare you assume that? But yeah, it's a fun conversation to have with people. Super Cat, you're a very innocent soul, and I love you for that. But even seeing a razor blade on the backside of a cutting board, you're like, what is this for? What exactly do you do here? It's for slicing garlic, of course. I mean, I've got knives for doing that, but those knives can't cut meal. So the mealworms, the bad thing about mealworms is they have guts. And if you cut them with a dull knife, you're going to push those guts out while you're cutting them, and it makes a mess. It's gooey. It's gross. I don't like it. So using a razor blade, you actually get a really nice, clean cut, and the guts stay in there for the most part. So that's why I do that. I don't have to do it if I don't want to, but that's why I do it. Because it just makes life easier for that. And plus, when you buy one of those little packages like 20 for like $2, you can just throw it away afterwards. Because it's got bug guts all over it, you know? You're not going to keep that around. I might need that again for later. Nah, just throw it out. Oh, oops, I clicked away. Sweet. Look at that. I love it. You don't think you want ants? Don't get them then. For a while, I'm sure my neighbors thought I was moonshining when instead I was homebrewing with an odd-looking collection of equipment. Oh yeah, you can only imagine what people think. Like, I love nature and bugs and snakes, but I don't think I would want one as a pet. Some people do. I was always fascinated by bugs when I was a kid. I loved ants. I loved grasshoppers and locusts and things. And I'd pick up a grasshopper and feed it a blade of grass. And I had turtles as pets and everything. I lived out in the boonies, dude. So when I grew up, I was like, I wonder if there's an adult ant farm. I Googled adult ant farm, and it was like ant colonies. And I was like, oh my God, I got to get one of these. And I did. And now I have them. And now I can say I'm a hobbyist ant keeper. She kept in the classroom and students got a chance to take it home and look after it every weekend. Yeah, that was called the teacher being lazy. Here, you look after my pet. I don't have to. Oh, be careful. I'm not controlling from the right spot, it looks like. There we go. Oh, I bumped into the station. Oh, no! Yeah, get away from the station. You had 3 turtles in the class. They peed everywhere. Yeah, turtles are great for peeing. Your power station is starting to really take shape now. So excitable. Nice. More Scar. I'm happy for you, man. Grasshoppers are demon spawn? Oh, yeah, Hafnium. I bet I could outpee a turtle. I bet you could too. That is a challenge I'm sure you could overtake. Ghost one, that sounds really cool, dude. You posted pictures of it in the Discord the other day. It looked like you had a black light on it though. Is that normal? Grasshoppers are why I call soy sauce bug juice. Okay. I can see that. I can see that. If you like doing that along with drinking, the result is fun. It's been many years since I did your last batch. Oh, home brewing? Yeah. Good luck. If you ever get into that stuff, normal, good luck. Oh, no, just for the pictures. Gotcha. Okay.